Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Yes.
Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General, our guest of honor, Honorable Minister of Education, who is the Chancellor of the Institute of Legal Practice and Development, the Governor of the Southern Province, the Chief Ombudsman, Chairperson of the National Commission for Human Rights, heads of institutions, distinguished guests, esteemed graduates, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, good morning and welcome to the 12th graduation ceremony of the Institute of Legal Practice and Development. We are very pleased to have you all here to celebrate this occasion. My name is Arub Mutaniwase and I'm the master of today's graduation ceremony.
And my name is Ruta John. I am a co-MC along with my colleague Mutoniwase. Thank you very much, brass band. We may take our seats, please. Before we continue with the proceedings of this event, we must welcome the Chancellor of the Institute of Legal Practice and Development, the Minister of Education, to constitute this congregation. Chancellor, sir, please.
By the powers invested in me by the law establishing the Institute of Legal Practice and Development, read with the law determining the organization of education, I hereby declare the 12th congregation of the Institute of Legal Practice and Development opened.
Thank you very much, Chancellor, for constituting this congregation. Your presence here today ascribes this whole event. Now I take this opportunity to call upon the Rector of the Institute of Legal Practice and Development to come and address the congregation. Welcome, Rector.
Thank you, Arop and John Ruta. Honorable Minister for Justice and the Attorney General, the guest of honor of today's ceremony, Honorable Minister of Education and the Ilpd'S Chancellor, distinguished guests, dear graduates, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, good morning. It is a great pleasure and honor to have all of you here in support of Ilpd and our graduates. But before I proceed, I would like to thank all of you who secured time for this 12th graduation. Congratulations first to our graduates who made it due to their tireless efforts. We also thank the parents, the wives, the husbands, the children, the many friends, and the colleagues, as well as employers who supported our graduates and who gave them the morale that helped them to cross the Rubicon. Above all, we are very thankful to our lecturers, both full-time and external, without whom we would not be celebrating this achievement. We recognize and value your priceless support and partnership. Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General, Honorable Minister of Education, distinguished guests, dear graduates, ladies and gentlemen, would like also to give a special recognition to 4 of our prestigious partners, namely Sirta Law Firm, Awayo and Company Advocates, and EMS Capital Law Firm, as well as Radiant Insurance Company Limited. The 3 law firms are among the Rwandan leading law firms that have been partnering with Ilpd'S in offering courses, supervising internships, and today they have cemented this partnership by awarding our best performers in diploma in legal practice and development. Together with Radiant Insurance Company Limited, they will be awarding the 3 best students. The 4th best student will be awarded by the Institute, as she is not only brilliant, but also brave lady who overcome the challenge of her visual impairment and took law courses at the undergraduate level, and today she has completed her professional postgraduate diploma. I don't know why she is, but Mrs. Irafasha Denise took a decision that the visual impairment is not a barrier to education, let alone legal education. Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General, Honorable Minister of Education, distinguished guests, dear graduates, ladies and gentlemen, this 12th graduation increases the number of holders of the diploma in legal practice from 3,166 to 3,524, and the holders of specialized diplomas in civil procedure practice from 25 to 29. This cohort will join the Ilpd'S vibrant alumni group in Rwanda and abroad. It is a unique community, one which gives to the concept of a legal fraternity its real meaning, as it brings together judges, prosecutors, assistant prosecutors, investigators, advocates, registrars, in-house counsels, and prospective legal professionals. This is the community of brilliant women and men who understand that justice is the greatest concern of man on earth, and that justice remains the ligament that is holding together civilized beings as well as civilized nations, to paraphrase Daniel Webster. Daniel Webster defines the goals of justice, but the important prerequisite is the meaning of justice itself. This small word does not have a straightforward definition. When we say she or he is not concerned with justice, we may be referring to the system of justice as to decisions in specific cases that are particularly correct. However, correct decisions must as well achieve a fair result. We have sometimes heard parties working outside the courtroom saying, "Oh, that may be law, but is not justice." Dear graduates, this implies that as officers of justice, we are called not to stake only on the legal correctness of decisions. We have to look at the consequences of our decisions when we are advising a client or the company to take a specific direction, when we are approving a provisional detention, or when we are deciding on a specific case. We have always to remember that the principle, justice must be done though heavens fall, has become obsolete. It is by understanding the concept of justice that we can increase the number of reasonable people with a very sensitive conscience in our respective communities. The professional legal training you have completed today will open different career doors for you. You had the knowledge. Now you have the skills. And we expect you to have the willingness to approach any question by seeing both sides of the coin and listen to the voice of reason. This is indeed the great difference between an honest lawyer and a dishonest lawyer. The honest lawyer knows that he or she owes a duty to the proper functioning of the legal system. The lawyer's ambition should not be to make money. It is unethical to persuade others to adopt views either as to the fact or the law which you think or know you would not have adopted yourself if you were to take the decision. Lawyers deserve themselves when they are servants of money. It is important to understand that it is sometimes fun to have a bad case than a good one, for it tests your ability of persuasion more severely. Today's lawyer should understand that the role of the law is to be a catalyzer, if not a vector, for social peace, social cohesion, and social harmony. This cannot be achieved through litigation that is a zero game, with as many losers as winners. In Rwanda, this is what transpires from the alternative dispute resolutions and the criminal justice policies. These policies consider that between right and wrong, there is another world. The implementation of these two policies will require lawyers to enthusiastically embrace the reforms that they have recommended. One of them is mediation. Honorable guest of honor, Honorable Chancellor, distinguished guests, according to the Judicial Weekly Report on Mediation, since the understanding on mediation has increased, the number of cases resolved through mediation has galloped. Mediation in civil, commercial, and criminal cases is the way to go in achieving a peaceful, inclusive, and harmonious society. It reduces interpersonal conflict in society by absorbing the dispute between the parties. It is cost-effective as it prevents parties to go through all of vertical and the horizontal channels of a justice chain, and it increases confidence and efficiency of justice institutions by reducing case backlog, something that allows human and material resources to be allocated to complex factual and legal questions. Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General, Honorable Minister of Education, distinguished guests, dear graduates, ladies and gentlemen, the African culture has always favored an approach focusing on a preservation of relationship and coexistence. And thus, mediatory processes have been in place way before the coming of classical courts. For the last half century, Africa has departed from its history, values, and traditions in dispensing justice. Since independence, African leaders have been cautioning against copying the existing Western conception of right and justice because it may not fit our own disposition as Africans. When addressing the group of experts in charge of drafting the African Charter on Human and People's Rights in December 1979, Leopold Sédar Senghor, then President of Senegal, cautioned that, I quote, "Europe and America have construed their systems of rights and liberties with reference to a common civilization, to their respective people, and to some specific aspirations. It is not for us Africans either to copy them or to seek originality for originality's sake. Those of our traditions that are beautiful and positive may inspire us. You should therefore keep in mind our values and the real need of Africa. End of quotation. Distinguished guests, it is to be recalled that the Charter was intended to be a departure from the global universal concept, as it created norms and the values that are patently indigenous to Africa. Eventually, the Charter was adopted without the formula of a court. The idea of a court was considered in the initial draft, but rejected because Africans prefer to settle disputes through negotiations and conciliation rather than the adversarial open confrontational approach. African states chose non-judicial body in order to maintain the African tradition. Until now, the interpretation of the Charter requires understanding African philosophy of law, namely that of an individual within society instead of an individual against the society. This innovative approach of the Charter is crucial to the cause of human rights and justice in Africa, as it considers the continent's tradition, troubled history, and the current challenges. Dear graduates, some of you are already judges. Others might be planning to join the judiciary. Any judge is primarily called to administer justice equally to all persons without fear, favor, or prejudice, and in accordance with the law. At least those are the core principles for a fair process. Then the judge will remain with the difficult task of defining the concept of justice and delivering it. Identifying principles and the accurate definition of justice is as difficult as it is for the word injustice. In this Easter period, all Christians are reminded the politically driven mistrial as a historical fact of their religion. Human history is full of examples of a miscarriage of justice, either because there is the lack of the basic feature of any properly conducted trial, or there is an abuse of legal norms to achieve a predetermined end. Your role as a judge is therefore to control the power of those who are prepared to abuse it. Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General, Honorable Minister of Education, distinguished guests, dear graduates, ladies and gentlemen, since we are servants of justice and we have made its advocacy, it will not be justice for ourselves if we omit two crucial issues that are creating uneasiness to our students, especially international students. Ilpd'S is proud of announcing that in addition to Rwandans, today's graduations include Gambians, Cameroonians, Ghanaians, Ugandans, Kenyans, Chadians, and South Sudanese. The first issue that international students are facing is that of the certificate of equivalence. Under the 1981 UNESCO Regional Convention on the Recognition of Studies, Certificates, Diploma, Degrees, and other academic qualifications in higher education in the African state, and Rwanda has signed the convention in 1981, African countries have to promote and strengthen African unity and solidarity. They have to remove the constraints based on different past colonial experience which cut across the region's traditional, historical, and cultural links, and they have to promote and strengthen the cultural identity of Africa and of its various countries. For this purpose, the Convention provides for promoting interregional cooperation in the matter of the recognition of studies, certificates, diploma, degrees, and other academic qualifications. Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General, Honorable Minister of Education, distinguished guests, we think that if Rwandan relevant institutions could initiate this kind of cooperation with universities and higher learning institutions in Ghana, Cameroon, Gambia, Chad, Uganda, Kenya, South Sudan, to name but a few countries where most of our international students are originating from, it would make the process of admission and graduation in Rwandan higher learning institutions smoother and faster. For instance, not having this kind of dialogue has prevented more than 87 Cameroonian students from the University of Yaoundé II, which is a public university in Cameroon, and the University of Deschamps, and who have been waiting a year long for this graduation not to be eligible for it. Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General, Honorable Minister of Education, distinguished guests, in the 19th century, it was thought that economic prosperity was largely tributary to protectionist policies that established tariff barriers on foreign imports or services. It was then advocated that these policies would encourage domestic investment and economic growth for some specific industries or professions. The consumer was sacrificed. He would pay a high price for goods or the service regardless of their qualities. His choices were limited. Business companies were condemned to stagnation because they could not invest in innovative and competitive technologies and methodologies. This led to political and cultural isolation that inevitably resulted in economic isolation. Lawyers, known for their subtlety, translated the concept of economic protectionism as the clause of reciprocity. However, today, the world has opted for free trade policy. That is the reason why, under the Rwandan Consumer Protection and the Protection Policy of 2010, the country has resolved to promote free and active competition in Rwandan markets to protect the ability of our large corporations to penetrate international markets, just as we must allow foreign investors to do business in Rwanda. In this regard, Rwanda has adopted laws and regulations that protect the consumers of goods and services, and it has led the change at the African continent level by convincing African countries to ratify the African Free Continental Trade Area adopted in Kigali on 21st March 2018. This treaty received the fastest ratification that has ever existed under the law of international treaty. This instrument creates a single African market for goods and services. It facilitates the free movement of people and it deepens the economic integration of the African continent in accordance with the Pan-African vision of an integrated, prosperous, and a peaceful Africa enshrined in the Agenda 2063. It is in the implementation of this Pan-Africanist vision that for the last decade, LPD has been admitting international students from all over Africa, whereas elsewhere, a domestic degree alone would open an opportunity to practice under minimum requirements. Since 2022, many of our international students with a Rwandan professional degree are barred to enter the Bar Association. Honorable Minister of Justice, Honorable Minister of Education, our Chancellor, we think this is an issue that needed to be addressed for a better integration, since this limits also the efforts of Rwandan lawyers to partner with many of our alumni that are in Douala, Yaoundé, Bafoussam, Accra, or Banjul. Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General, our guest of honor, Honorable Minister of Education, our Chancellor, distinguished guests, in the way of a conclusion, please accept that we reiterate our request to see the issues of LPD's premises that include a conference facility and gymnasium resolved. We acknowledge all your personal efforts, Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General, and that of other leaders in the justice sector, as well as in the local government on this issue. However, not having these facilities is detrimental to LPD financial sustainability, as we cannot attract conferences, seminars, and symposiums from the sector or elsewhere. For the last term, it was very difficult to organize public lectures to LPD community, as our classrooms are not designed for conferences and they cannot accommodate more than 60 persons sitting properly. In conclusion, We thank you for supporting ILPD programs and initiatives, and we express our gratitude to all ILPD staff from Nyanza and Kigali who tirelessly worked on making this graduation ceremony a success. We wish you a happy Easter season. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, dear Rector, for your words of wisdom. Another round of applause for the Rector ILPD, please. Thank you so much, Rector. Your guidance and vision will go a long way in shaping the journey of our graduates.
Honorable guest of honor, allow me to call upon the traditional troupe Inganzo Gari to come here and entertain us.
Nimuze tubaririmbe inganzo ngari z'u Rwanda baririmbe umuco gakondo baririmbe amajoro y'inganzo baririmbe amajoro y'inganzo yese bagore
Rwanda rwacu rwa
Limunga
Mama say,
Limama Yavo
Mama say, Rosa,
Weto
Mama say,
Nyagato Nyagato
Mama say,
Nakagashonga
oh yeah, Mama say, Mama say, Mama say, oh yeah, Mama say, Mama
A round of applause for the cultural troupe. Very mesmerizing indeed. Another round of applause, please. We have a small announcement for those who might feel in need to ease themselves. There is a house, I think some of you can see it across. You go out the gate and you proceed towards the house with a blue, I think is it blue or green roof? That's where you can go when you need to ease yourself, please. The facility that you see within the stadium is not operational, so please, when in need, please proceed out the gate and proceed to that house over there. And now, for the moment that I believe the graduates have all been eagerly waiting for, we now proceed to the conferment of the hard-fought academic qualification. So we hereby invite the Vice Rector in charge of academics, ILPD, to present the graduates for the conferment of the diploma in legal practice and the diploma in civil procedure practice, respectively. Welcome, sir.
Chancellor, I, Dr. Iva Cesarega, the Vice Rector for Academics and Research Affairs of the Institute of Legal Practice and Development, have the honor to inform you that we have the total number of 363 candidates who have satisfied the requirements of the Institute of Legal Practice and Development for the conferment of postgraduate diploma in legal practice and postgraduate diploma in civil law procedure practice. For the postgraduate diploma in legal practice, we have 302 Rwandans. We have 34 candidates from Cameroon. We have 17 candidates from Gambia. We have 3 from Kenya, 1 from Uganda, and 1 from South Sudan. For the postgraduate diploma in civil law practice, we have only 4 candidates from Rwanda. With your permission, sir, allow me to invite the academic registrar to read the names of the candidates of the first cohort for a diploma in legal practice. Thank you.
Honorable Chancellor, I, Mugisha Richard, Academic Registrar of the Institute of Legal Practice Development, have the honor to read the name of the candidate as announced by the Academic Vice Rector. Honorable Chancellor, for matters of protocol and space, and with your permission, I will present to you the graduate of the postgraduate diploma in legal practice in 2 groups. Honorable Chancellor, I can start the first group. Chimenyi Brian, Meli Andena Roberts, Ngakong Ornera Sandra, Kwakam Lucles Magloire, Boni Erodi Kalol, Nupa Chuseu Rudi, Tachasong Trong Arseni Krel, Adam Bajan, Ablatije Bolonas, Momodou Suso, Jola Ekwalon Frank Dilan, Sanzimana Ishimwe Ineza Fabrice, Amadou Diallo, Hamad Yom Antoine Nicolas, Koiche Ivan Kevin, Ade Alieta Flu, Edrissa Janko, Ingabire Mujenzi Mirei, Tebon Shalom Jito Majoli, Silol Sowe, Ishimwe Igihozo Melissa, Ngasa Jena Adeline, Rose Marie Abeluba, Habalugila Vedast, Fulaha Maombi Josiane, Jainaba Danso, Igihozo Liliane, Fatumata Bintu Fati, Bernard Sambu, Niyomunjeri David, Isatu Caesar, Ruchakabongo Aimable, Ntamakemwa Thierry, John Da Costa, Bana Marie Louise, Unahoa Akam Amandine Olivier, Iladukunda Yves, Mutoni Sala, Kuikredidi Felix, Mutaganila Emeline, Gakulu Bill, Munyanwile Jean-Claude, Kiza Flet, Mlekatete Diane, Chimimana Jean-Pierre, Nandugwa Zakia, Rugema Bosco, Hihanabayo Geraldine, Efraim Perisi Kenyanito, Mucho Sharif, Niyonzima Talisis, Ishimwe Solange, Ndaishimie Shadrach, Umuhile Martin, Uineza Josiane, Shema Jose Marte, Kazarwa Gertrude, Mudaheranwa Jackson, Eliza Kabami Providence, Mukunzi Jean de Dieu, Bazimia Emmanuel, Kayumba Ephraim, Shaka Fred, Siga Josué, Baingana Bernard, Mutoni Wase Rosette, Rutiyomba Mulindwa Theodore, Kalisa Steven, Khadija Haitat Haj Abdi, Senyumva Justin, Sindayigaya Ishimwe Timote, Kwizera Claudine, Kwasibwe Donatien, Nyina wa Mwezi Providence, Harumwete Tade, Bugingo Serius, Gasana Atanas, Fulanzima Dominique Savio, Kwizera Yves, Ngabonziza Rome, Umulerwa Rosine, Sesonga John Paul, Ngabonziza Robert, Karegeya Jean-Marie Vianney, Matata Ivan, Dushimire Gladys, Akirinema Violette, Ndagijimana Dominique, Mukashema Georgette, Ndikumwe nayo Silas, Dusengimana Martin, Kalangwa Theophile, Tuyisabe Espine, Kabano Jacques, Mushabe David, Muzamuzi Pacifique, Senyenzi François, Kamanzi Patience, Sengimana Innocent, Uwizeyimana Faustin, Mbaraga Raymond, Kamanzi Bernard, Ntabana Cyril, Haganzwa Jean de Dieu, Kanyabugingo Edgar, Bwanakwe Jean-Marie Vianney, Berekayo Jean-Marie Vianney, Masengesho Céline, Mushimiyimana Charlotte, Ngarukiye Gratien, Mukandayisenga Virginia, Byiringiro Shadrach, Dushimiyimana Florence, Uwamahoro Claudine, Mukayilele Françoise, Sekaharaza Ndungutse, Bizimana Jean Damascene, Riziki Françoise, Habarurema Joseph, Mbatezimana Theoneste, Ndungutse Innocent, Kirenga Jean-Claude, Tugume Elias, Ntibizerwa Amiel, Nizeyimana Jervis Tumusifu, Mutesi Patricia, Gasana Fred, Rugambwa Atasha Otis, Niyonzima Eli, Higiro Nazer, Tuyisenge Samuel, Tuyiringire Gilbert, Musabye Maria Aline, Bizimana Desire, Iradukunda Reverien, Sanzimfura Augustin, Uwanyirigira Marie Glace, Mukashyaka Leonie, Niyitegeka Epaphrodite, Ndamage Angelique, Rwasibo Seth, Kamirindi Murangwa Jean Bosco, Kwizera Geoffrey, Nilere Aline, Karanganwa Deogratias, Uwase Aimé Janvier, Akoguteta Christelle Fatina, Kubwimana Janvier, Nzayisenga Daniel, Uwamahoro Marie Thérèse, Mwiseneza Emmanuel, Maniriho Nathalie, Nyiramasaka Vestine, Tumwine James, umukobwa Emerit, Wiragiye Marie Gilbert, Umutoni Josiane, Uwayezu Felicien, Nyiramahirwe Alphonsine, Mukeshimana Mediatrice, Uwabera Alice, Uwambayishema Alida, Uwamahoro Zahara, Uwitije Marie Alice, Mukarukundo Joseline, Byishimo Prince, Mukankusi Antoinette, Uwicyeza Marie Claire, Bizimana Jean d'Amour, Ntwari Mugiraneza José, Murerwa Elise Esperance, Ishimwe Nadine, Nahimana François, Zaninka Christine, Uwera Germaine, Ntawanga Umukunda Jeanne, Nzacayimana Inyeretse Jean de Dieu, Kabanda Badru, Nyirahabimana Jacqueline, Mutarambirwa François, Nkubito Jean Paul, Musaidizi Pelagie, Yandereye Marie José, Ikitegetse Marie José, Kabami Semucyo Marie Claire, Nsanzitegeko Vena, Ntawumenye Uzakira Flavier, Kabagema Bakarani Roger, Kayisire Devote, Uwingabire Sara Jeannette, Ntawumenye Umunsi Ferdinand, Ntirenganya Philippe, Hakizimana Jean Marie Vianney.
Honorable Chancellor, I request you to confer upon these candidates the postgraduate diploma in legal practice. You can use the mic near you. Thank you.
By the powers invested in me by the law establishing the Institute of Legal Practice and Development, read with the law determining the organization of education, being informed that you have satisfied the Institute's requirements in the program for the week for which you enrolled, trained, and examined, I confer upon you the postgraduate diploma in legal practice of the Institute of Legal Practice and Development.
Congratulations. With your permission, sir, allow me once again to invite the academic registrar to read the names of the candidates of the second cohort for postgraduate diploma in legal practice.
Thank you very much, dear graduates. Can we proceed back to our places, please? Let's take our seats, please. Can we proceed back, please, to our seats? Let's take our seats, please.
Congratulations and celebrations.
Can we please proceed? Can we go and take our seats, please?
Congratulations and jubilations. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be.
Let us settle down and take our seats, please. Let's take our seats, please.
Honorable Chancellor, if you go ahead, I can now present to you the second group. Ngurinzira Ntwari Rolier, Ndahiriwe Michel, Nyiratabaro Jacqueline, Dukunze Muremyi Marie Goleti, Nsengimana Boniface, Mpinganzima Beatrice, Ngabonziza Philbert, Harerimana Innocent, Habumugisha Felix, Nsengumuremyi Tadin, Ruzindana Aloys Sharon, Nsengiyumva Etienne, Mukanyandwi Elevani, Turatsinze Theogene, Bizimana David, Habumugisha Theogene, Sindayigaya Selemani, Izabiliza Isabelle, Gasasira Jafari, Niyikiza Vestine, Nzayisenga David, Uwamahoro Marie Chantal, Nyirandenzi Bernadette, Umutesi Sonia, Nzeyimana Jean d'Amont, Mukashyaka Marie Claire, Twizeyimana Oreste, Muhayimpundu Diane, Rushingwankiko Valence, Bizumuremyi Jeanne Pomsen, Sebagabo Rudahigwa Jacques, Nyirimigisha Enoch, Byicaza Rubonera Claude, Twagiramungu Kizito Theogene, Misago Felicien, Gasita Mutorero Claude, Mukabitaha Agathe, Mutesiwase Mbaya Amila, Sabit Alex, Norbert Sherezo, Ikizanye Aline, Uwineza Ines, Uwiringiyimana Emmanuel, Iragena Olivier, Mukeshimana Birungi Jean d'Arc, Mukeshimana Odette, Mugabo Alison Nathalie, Uwanyirigira Dansire, Ingabire Angelita, Mugiraneza Theogene, Uhagaze Igor Gaël, Umutoni Wivine, Atete Uwase Line Lila, Dukuzimana Jean Serge, Ngoga Samuel, Raisa Iliza Lukoza, Ingabire Grace, Butera Mikael, Isimbi Denise, Nyirambanguka Muhoza Francine, Uzamushaka Hasine, Kamayumugisha Pierrette, Iyakaremye Bosco, Jean-Marie Vianney Uwimana, Mukanyindo Liberate, Nteziryayo Deogratias, Irafasha Denise, Gasana Elvis, Hassan Sane, Metiens Toch Leoni Viviane, Nyaguti Kalogo Roseline, Rudasingwa S. Edmond, Yusuf Sonko, Umuhire Clemence, Wafan Kemeng Sandra, Nsengiyumva Iriho Nadege, Umutoni Solange, Messi Zogo Fidel Roland, Janka Flavie Alagakeze, Gakumba Prince, Urayeneza Jean de Dieu, Vutel Rogers, Tamba Stéphanie Percy Christelle, Kwizera Elvis, Hemadjong Junior Nelvi, Munezero Pacifique, Deodem Jules, Twambazimana Alexandre, Fonga Nganje Vanina, Marie Christiane Joina, Shafak Milagro Fonju, Dusabe René, Murengerwa Damu Jacques, Havugimana Didier, Mukunde Daniela, Umubyeyi Chanceline, Jekeng Ngwimeya Arlette Germaine, Aganze Nturo Briard, Agito Komjurin Chemdrui, Shunag Roland Yocha, Fanta Keru True, Kazung Debola, Anton Luca Felencio Juda, Ilakoze Cyubahiro Bernard, Kalemela Nathan, Ngalambe John, Mugisha Lionel, Kajibwami Janvier, Nuwabe Ibrahim Shamil, Tenge Lele Kaisa Claire, Zainabo Kisiza, Fidelis Ambengwa, Lonchi Vela Alondi, Momodu Musa Marena, Gasibireje Josephine, Munyabarenzi Foster, Rutayisire Philippe, Sabiti Ivan, Nsengiyumva John, Akariza Rukundo Diane, Musonela Ellen, Nyiramajyambere Zamda, Rubimbura Moïse, Nzeyimana Festus, Mbarushimana Kasim, Nyiranzirora Immaculée, Nzayisenga Alon, Ndikumana Emelte, Inosa Kamananga Shima, Karima Sabiyumva Simplice, Vivine Uwimpuhwe, Mbabazi Jacqueline, Gahima Justin, Richard Mushambalo, Chizirungu Aimable, Byimana Jean Paul, Sinai Jean d'Arc, Byukusenge Deogratias, Nyampinga Ishimwe Marie, Hirwa Ivan, Mutesi Angel, Mugisha Emmanuel, Umuhuza Farage Judith, Bucyana Pierre, Nkongo Julius Oben, Uwela Diane, Edube Kisli Mekuba, Fontem Joseph Etugdem, Mukeshimana Generes, Kabayundo Esperance, Shimimana Tatien, Habyarimana Oswald, Sebasore Kilomba Java, Kayitesi Christine, Nizeyimana Boniface, Mubanzayire Eugenie, Karinda Ndabilora Jean Damascene.
Honorable Chancellor, I request you to confer upon these candidates the postgraduate diploma in legal practice.
By the powers invested in by the law establishing the Institute of Legal Practice and Development, read with the law determining the organization of education, being informed that you have satisfied the Institute's requirements in the program for which you enrolled, trained, and examined, I confer upon you the postgraduate diploma in legal practice of the Institute of Legal Practice and Development.
To be happy and contented. I used to think that happiness hadn't been invented, but that was in the bad old days before I met you. When I let you walk into my heart.
Let's proceed to our seats, my brother.
Congratulations and celebrations.
Let's proceed to our seats, please.
That you're in love with me. Congratulations and jubilations. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be. I wasn't afraid that you thought you were above me, that I was on myself.
Thank you.
But then tonight you said you couldn't live without me.
Thank you, DJ. Thank you, DJ.
You wanted to stay.
Honorable Chancellor, with your permission again, allow me to invite the academic registrar to read the names of the candidates for civil law practice, civil law procedure practice.
Dusabye Maria Violette, Dusabimana Sylvain, Mukabazibaka Prudentienne, Mukata Ndizeye Kamalati.
Honorable Chancellor, for these candidates are judges, and today they had a meeting. Please, for the purpose of the law, award them. I request you to confer upon them the postgraduate diploma in civil law procedure practice. Thank you. In absentia.
By the powers invested in me, by the law establishing the Legal Institute, the Institute of Legal Practice and Development, read with the law determining the organization of education, being informed that you have satisfied the Institute's requirements in the program for which you enrolled, trained, and examined, I confer upon you the postgraduate diploma in civil procedure practice of the Institute of Legal Practice and Development.
Thank you.
Congratulations to our graduates of the civil procedure practice.
A round of applause for our graduates on their accomplishment and the journey that lies ahead. Put your hands together for the graduates, please. Honorable guest of honor, allow us to now recognize and reward the distinguished performance by our outstanding students. These individuals have demonstrated exceptional dedication and academic excellence, and we commend them for their accomplishments. By proceeding, I'm going to call upon the best performer. The best performer is Tumwine James. Tumwine James, please come forward. Abayo and Company Advocates is going to be awarding Tumwine James a set of prizes. Among them, there is a laptop. Thank you very much, Abayo and Company Advocates. Please, Tumwine James, keep standing there. Prizes are still coming. Minister of Education, we welcome you to come forward and deliver the crystal monument to Tumwine James as well. Thank you very much, Chancellor. I now call upon AIMS Capital that has committed itself to provide a scholarship to pursue arbitration studies to take a picture with Tumwine James.
Congratulations to Tumwine James. Honorable guest of honor, the Chancellor of the ILPD, the Rector, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I come from AIMS Capital. We are a law firm and a licensed member of the Capital Markets Rwanda. We, during the partnership meeting, decided to award Tumwine James a full scholarship, leading into his accreditation at the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators and a full member of the Rwanda branch, and the training starts from 4th April. You are fully covered and you're welcome.
Congratulations, Tumwine James. A round of applause for him, please. So we also have the first runner-up, Havugimana Didier. Havugimana Didier. He's not around, he's not in the country. And we understand that his mother is here present, and she will be the one to come forward. Please, ma'am, if you could come forward on behalf of Havugimana Didier. So we call upon Radiant Insurance, the representative of Radiant Insurance, to come forward, please, and deliver the first award that goes to Havujimana Didier. And this is a laptop. Thank you very much, Radiant Insurance. And Madam, please don't go away. We also so we now call upon a representative of the Southern Province to deliver a crystal monument, also to which goes to Havujimana Didier. Oh, excuse me. We respectfully call upon the Chief Ombudsman to come forward and deliver the second prize, which goes to Havujimana Didier, and that's a crystal monument. Thank you very much. Another round of applause for Didier, please. That's the first runner-up. Thank you so much, ma'am. We have the second runner-up.
It's now time to award the second runner-up. The second runner-up is Sengiyumva Iriho Nadej. Sengiyumva Iriho Nadej is going to be awarded by Celta Law Chamber. A representative from Celta Law Chamber, please come forward to award a set of prizes to Sengiyumva Iriho Nadej, including a tablet and a paid internship. Congratulations, Sengiyumva Iriho Nadej. Thank you very much, the representative of Celta Law Chamber. Now I call upon the Rector to please come forward and award a crystal monument to Sengiyumva Iriho Nadej. Thank you very much, Rector.
Thank you so much, and congratulations to Nadej. Another round of applause, please, to the second runner-up, Nadej. As earlier pointed out by the Rector, we also have a special recognition for a student who excelled and was one of the outstanding performers despite her visual impairment. And so we now call upon Irafasha Denise to come forward, please. We would like to respectfully call upon the Minister of Justice and Attorney General to step forward and deliver the award which goes to Irafasha Denise. And that is a laptop. As well as a crystal monument. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General. And congratulations indeed, Irafasha Denise. Honorable Guest of Honor, the story of our graduates would not be fully told if we were not to hear from their perspective. And therefore, we now call upon a representative of the graduates to come and give us his perspective of the journey to this graduation. His name is Ngarambe John. Welcome, sir.
The Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General, the Honorable Minister of Education and Chancellor of the Institute of Legal Practice and Development, the Prosecutor General, the Chief Ombudsman, the Governor of Southern Province, parents, family members, and friends, fellow graduates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Good morning. My name is Ngarambe John, and it is an immense honor to stand before you today to represent different graduating students of the Institute of Legal Practice and Development. On this momentous occasion, we gather to celebrate not just our individual achievements, but also the collective journey that has brought us to this point. Today is not merely a culmination of months of study. It is a celebration of resilience, determination, and growth. For us, the ILTB has been more than an institution. it has been a crucible where our legal minds have been sharpened. This day is important because it marks our transition from students to legal practitioners, entrusted with safeguarding the rights and liberties of our fellow citizens. As we step into the legal profession, we carry with us the weight of responsibility. Our actions will shape justice, uphold rights, and contribute to the betterment of society. This day marks our transition from learners to practitioners. Therefore, let us collectively cherish this moment, for it represents the intersection of our aspirations and the path we have chosen. Esteemed distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we owe our gratitude to the government of Rwanda for its visionary leadership. Policies, guidelines, and institutions like ILPD have paved the way for consistent and useful evolution of the legal education and practice, keeping with the pace of the fast-changing socio-economic landscape of our country. This commitment is also evident through the active support and encouragement provided by several government institutions. These entities allocate resources annually to facilitate the participation of their staff in various courses offered by the ILPD. These courses are specifically designed to enhance their professional capabilities and contribute to improvement of their work performance. In light of this, I take this opportunity to express our sincere gratitude to the esteemed institutions such as the Judiciary, MINADEF, MINIGIST, the Prosecution Department, the General Director of Immigration and Immigration, to mention but a few. Their consistent recognition of ILPD's pivotal role in the transformation of our country has led them to consistently send their staff to this esteemed institution. I therefore humbly request the Honorable Ministers to convey our appreciation to His Excellency President Paul Kagame and the entire government. Their foresight will empower us to serve justice with integrity today and for the days to come. Honorable Ministers, our dear guests, our success will not be possible without the tireless effort of our esteemed teaching staff and the dedicated non-teaching staff. You have shaped our minds, challenged our thinking, and inspired us to strive for excellence. We acknowledge the ongoing efforts to establish the ILPD alumni. This development is highly timely, as it will create a lasting connection between ILPD and its graduates. Additionally, it will foster stronger ties among all former students spread all over the continent and beyond, thereby enhancing the potential for future opportunities. To our Rector, the Vice Rectors, the teaching staff, the unsung heroes within the non-teaching staff, we say, Murakoze cyane. Distinguished guests, the Pan-African spirit shines brightly in Rwanda. Our education sector exemplifies this vision. The ILPD, like many other educational institutions in Rwanda, is now the preferred destination for continental students. From Cameroon to Gambia, Chad to South Sudan, Ghana to Kenya, and so forth. ILPD has become a place where the best practices from diverse legal backgrounds on the African continent are shared, tested, and new ones created. Here at addressing the ever-changing challenges on the continent are discussed, developed, and policy contributions made, making this institution a class of its own. This has shattered the traditional belief that the legal profession is conservative and incapable of contributing to today's fast-evolving and dynamic Rwanda. It is indeed satisfying to see different ILPD aluminium in law firms in Rwanda, making their contributions towards policy, regulatory frameworks in the new and emerging areas such as tech, environment, finance, etc. A few weeks ago, we had the privilege of personally witnessing a momentous gathering at the Nosken. Diverse members of the legal fraternity from across Africa, under the guidance of Celta Law Chambers and Tech Law Africa, convened alongside the Honorable Ministers of Justice and ICT, the ILPD Rector, the President of the Rwanda Bar Association, and other stakeholders. The purpose of this assembly was to deliberate on the emerging challenges associated with artificial intelligence and explore how the legal profession can strategically position itself in response. As we celebrate this convergence of diverse perspectives and opportunities it brings forth, let us once again commend the visionary and Pan-Africanist leadership that has made these great achievements possible. Their foresight ensures that our legal community remains at the forefront of addressing the complexities posed by these emerging challenges in our ever-evolving landscape, legal landscape. Honorable Ministers, distinguished guests, that as it may, as we stand here today, we feel the absence of many of our non-Rwandan colleagues who are unable to graduate because of the challenges associated with delays in authenticating their undergraduate degrees. We applaud the immense efforts of ILPD through the Higher Education Council have deployed to ensure that their former universities confirm the students' qualifications right from when the students report for study. We cannot count the number of emails and telephone calls by the Vice Rector Academic made to some of the foreign universities concerned, or the number of trips Mr. Mbata, the ILPD staff in charge of foreign students, has visited HEC to help coordinate this process. Through the media, we are informed that even the Minister of Justice and our embassy to Cameroon have held extensive discussion with officials concerned in Cameroon. We are aware that even some of the affected students have traveled back to their universities as a follow-up. Yet despite all these laudable efforts, many of our colleagues missed today's graduation. While we acknowledge the necessity of verifying qualifications, we cannot ignore the frustrations caused by the delays. Our non-Rwandan colleagues have faced uncertainty as they await responses from their universities. Let us collectively seek for a revised strategy to expedite this process. Swift confirmation is essential so that our fellow students do not continue to be victims of bureaucratic delays. Honorable Ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the local government, governors, mayors, and security institutions across the regions where ILPD has campuses have played a pivotal role in this journey. Their commitment to ensuring a conducive environment, the uninterrupted provision of social services and security allowed us to study in peace. We appreciate their swift responses to incidents, their preventive measures, and their understanding of the challenges faced by student communities. As a Rwandan, I, for example, find it deeply gratifying when our esteemed colleagues express admiration for institutions like the Rwanda Investigation Bureau, RIP, and other security agencies. Their prompt response to reported incidents, including cases of lost property, phones, and money, has often resulted in the swift recovery of these items. These commendable efforts underscores the vital role played by these institutions in maintaining a safer and reassuring environment within the student community and the general population as a whole. We cannot, of course, forget the role of the Director General of Immigration and Immigration. Their efficient and seamless services, coupled with remarkable flexibility, have significantly facilitated the arrival and stay of our non-Rwandan colleagues in Rwanda. Their commitment ensures a welcoming and straightforward experience for all. Honorable Ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Rwandan Bar Association stands as the guardian of our noble profession. Their commitment to strict ethics and the code of conduct ensures that justice remains untainted. As we look forward to joining the bar, we recognize the critical stage ahead, the bar exams. These exams are not mere hurdles. They are gateways to our advocacy journey. While acknowledging the challenges ahead, we seek increased support and cooperation for successful integration into the legal profession. Our non-Rwandan colleagues share our dreams and aspirations. They too seek to join the Rwanda Bar Association. Yet the path is not without obstacles. The Cameroonian Bar Association's failure to ensure reciprocity has left them in limbo. Let us empathize with their plight and advocate for fairness. Distinguished honorable ministers, ladies and gentlemen, we express our sincere gratitude for the unwavering support provided by various law firms to graduates of the Institute of Legal Practice, as exemplified by Abayo and Company Advocates, Sertalo Chambers, and AIMS for recognizing the efforts of the best among us today. This kind of support from these and other firms extend not only to those who have successfully completed their studies, but also to students who are still in the process of doing so. By offering internship programs, these law firms play a crucial role in equipping young minds with the necessary skills and knowledge to navigate both the opportunities and challenges that lie ahead. Notably, certain firms such as Sertalo Chambers have gone above and beyond by collaborating with key institutions, including the judiciary. Their contributions include training initiatives and the provision of remunerated critical staff, such as court clerks. These efforts not only benefit this vital institution, but also empower the next generation of legal professionals, many of whom hail from ILPD, as they embark on their careers within the justice sector. To our parents, family members, and friends, your unwavering support has been our anchor. Financially and emotionally, you stood by us. We are very happy that today we share our triumph with you. Mwarakoze cyane. Distinguished guests, our journey at ILPD has been enriched by the unwavering support of the communities around our campuses. From provision of accommodation to serving us nutritional meals, their kindness has been our sustenance. For Nyanza main campus, special thanks goes to Mama Michelle, Mama Nicola, Claudine, and others for their warmth and exceptional care. In Nyanza, you are more than a host. You are family. Your tireless efforts have made our ILPD experience truly memorable. In closing, to my fellow graduates, congratulations on completing this stage of our onerous journey. But remember, this is just the beginning. Our ILPD journey has shaped us. Now let us shape the world. Let us carry forth the torch of justice, integrity, and compassion. Some of us aspire to join the bar immediately or any other just sector, while others seek further studies. The path diverges, but the journey continues. After ILPD, the options for life are endless. Choose your path wisely, my friends. In conclusion, honorable ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this chapter, allow me to express our deepest gratitude to everyone present, to our government, lecturers, mentors, ILPD staff, friends and citizens around our campuses. Thank you for shaping us. And to my fellow graduates, I wish you all the luck in the world. May your legal endeavors be just, impactful, and fulfilling. I thank you.
Thank you very much, the representative of graduates, for a very insightful speech. Honorable guest of honor, I would like to now call upon the traditional troupe once again to come here for further entertainment.
troop. It has really made our event colorful and memorable. Very mesmerizing. We now would like to invite the guest of honor, the Minister of Justice and Attorney General, to deliver his message for the occasion to the graduates and all present here today. Honorable Minister, we welcome you, sir.
The Chancellor and who is also the Minister of Education, Justice Sector leaders here present, Rector of the Institute of the Legal Practice and Development, distinguished invitees, dear trainees, dear graduates, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. I'm still trying to catch my breath after that very nice dance that we engaged in a few minutes ago, but I'll try my best to go through my speech. But that goes to thank the troupe that has made us dance today and made this day very jubilant, and thank you, Inganzongari, for that. Let me take this opportunity to express my gratitude to ILPD leadership for inviting me to this 12th ILPD graduation ceremony for the Diploma in Legal Practice, as well as other specialized programs. The Diploma in Legal Practice was initiated as a postgraduate professional course with the aim of equipping trainees with the necessary skills required to practice law before civil and common law courts, as well as in other legal professions or transactions. Let me also say that the establishment of ILPD falls within the philosophy that has been espoused by His Excellency President Paul Kagame. If all of us, I think, are well acquainted now with the philosophy, one day when making a speech, but he has also repeated this quite a number of times, he said that Rwanda chose three things. The first one was to stay together, to be accountable in all we do, as well as to think big in whatever we do. And it's through this philosophy that we see the establishment of the ILPD. But it's also through this philosophy that we see certain areas that are
advocates,
very
registrars, in-house counsels, and prospects.
30 years from 1994. The story of this philosophy is espoused by what we saw today in quite a number of students who have graduated, but specifically the story of Denise Irafasha, someone who decided through this philosophy as a Rwandan to overcome any other impediments which would otherwise challenge anyone to do this, to go into legal practice, and graduate today as one of the best students that we've had in this ILPD. Irafasha Denise, I just learned that she's also an officer of the court. She works for the Nyarugenge court. Again, this is a testament to this philosophy that His Excellency President Paul Kagame has asked us to espouse. And it is through this philosophy that the ILPD has continued to grow in leaps and bounds. And in order to put this philosophy into practice, civilized beings, the ILPD has chosen to be guided by several principles. The first principle is that of relevance. This principle requires that training programs to be tailored to the specific needs and interests of legal professionals, taking into account their areas of practice, level of experience, and professional goals. This ensures that training sessions address current legal issues, emerging trends, as well as areas of specialization within
the legal professions. I've also noted that the second philosophy that guides ILPD is that of quality. And in doing so, training programs are required to meet high standards of quality, accuracy, as well as rigor to ensure that participants receive valuable and reliable information. The third principle that governs ILPD is accessibility. This principle entails that training opportunities must be accessible to all legal professions, regardless of their geographical location, organizational affiliation, or financial resources. And this we've seen today because we've been told that there are quite a number of programs spread out in the country in order to ensure that this program is accessible. And this is very important for Rwandan education because not too long ago, we had a philosophy that's before 1994, where quotas were applied in order for people to access any form of education. But we are surpassing this by ensuring that education is accessible, both in all other areas as well as the legal practice. There's the philosophy of flexibility. Given that the legal professions have diverse schedules and responsibilities, training programs must be flexible and adaptable.
When we say she or he,
learning preferences and time constraints. For instance, in line with this principle, ILPD offers training sessions at various times, including evenings and weekends. It is my hope that it will soon start providing self-paced online courses and options for remote participation because this is where we are heading to. There's continuity. The principle involves the commitment to provide regular training opportunities, updating training materials to reflect changes in law, as well as in practice, and fostering a culture of lifelong learning within the legal profession. In this way, continuous training is integrated into the ongoing professional development of legal professionals throughout their careers. The other principle that has been espoused by ILPD is practical application. Following this principle, training programs and practical activities, case studies, simulations, as well as exercises must emphasize practical skills development as well as application. This helps participants develop the skills and competencies needed to excel in their legal practice. And this is why in the approach that is taken by ILPD, ILPD has invited quite a number of legal practitioners from the topmost legal practitioners in the country to anyone who deals with certain issues in the justice sector in order to ensure that there is practical application of the legal studies afforded by ILPD. Then there is the ethical consideration, which is the seventh principle. Training in legal practice must incorporate ethical considerations and professional responsibilities, including topics such as confidentiality, conflict of interest, client representation, as well as professional conduct. This ensures that legal professions uphold high ethical standards in their work. And in this spirit of being held accountable, let me note that in terms of ethical considerations, I saw a few areas which require our attention too. When the procession took place, I noticed that there are some graduates today who came a bit late, and I do hope that they will not carry out these behaviors when they go to courts, because in courts the standards are very high. They will not be allowed to present their cases, and their cases will be adjourned. So I do hope that going forward, and again, I do reckon that it's an ongoing education. I do hope that this will be rectified by the specific graduates today that we saw coming in late when the procession has already taken place. Then finally, there's feedback and evaluation. It is important that training programs incorporate mechanisms for feedback evaluation to assess the effectiveness of the training, as well as identify areas of improvement. We do reckon that without feedback from participants, instructors, as well as stakeholders, it will be impossible to know whether training programs remain relevant, engaging, as well as impactful. Dear graduates, let me share with you a few words of wisdom. Today, as we gather to celebrate your graduation, I want to talk to you about a topic that is reshaping our world and will undoubtedly impact your careers in law. And this is the area of artificial intelligence. I followed closely when one of the representative gave his speech. He alluded to this area. Let me tell you that artificial intelligence is no longer a concept confined to science fiction. It has already started clawing its way to the legal profession. Some of us may wish that it doesn't come to our legal profession, but unfortunately it has already started coming to our legal profession, and it is going to impact on how we undertake our legal profession. Let me say here that artificial intelligence is here with us, and it is here to stay with us. We cannot uninvent what has already been invented. Artificial intelligence has begun to transform every aspect of our lives, including how we undertake legal profession. From legal research to contract analysis, from predicting legal outcomes to enhancing access to justice, artificial intelligence is revolutionizing the way we practice law. As future legal practitioners, you are stepping into a world where law and technology are increasingly intertwined. Artificial intelligence can be a powerful tool in your arsenal if you choose so, helping you to work more efficiently and effectively. But it also presents new challenges and ethical considerations that you must navigate. Let me also point out that artificial intelligence, with its ability to process and analyze vast amounts of data, can only aid in legal research, uncovering relevant case law, as well as laws faster than any human being. It can help in drafting and reviewing contracts, identifying potential issues as well as risks. It can even predict the likelihood of outcomes of legal disputes based on historical data that it stores. But while artificial intelligence can augment our capabilities, it does not replace the need for skilled legal practitioners like you today. Artificial intelligence lacks the human touch, the ability to understand context, to empathize with clients, as well as to argue persuasively before the courts. These are uniquely human skills, and they are at the heart of your legal profession today. So you still are needed in the legal profession. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to congratulate the ILPD leadership, as well as lecturers, for your dedication and contribution to the continuous development of the Institute's programs. More particularly, I commend your commitment to keep your focus on the key objectives for which this institution was established, to effectively support the ongoing professional development of legal professionals, as well as enhance knowledge, skills, and competences in the field of law. Since the inception of the ILPD, it is noteworthy that the Institute has not only attracted domestic advocates, judges, prosecutors, registrars, and in-house lawyers, but also welcomed a significant number of students from other African countries. And this, again, I want to point out that it falls within the philosophy espoused by Rwanda of thinking big. You cannot think big if you are still confined to your borders. And I do believe that that's why ILPD has espoused the idea of welcoming brothers and sisters from Africa to come and gain knowledge from ILPD. These students, our brothers and sisters from Africa, have been enabled to understand and undertake basic activities as well as certain areas of Rwandan legal practice, but also international legal practice. They have been trained in the fundamental legal skills of interviewing, advocacy, prosecution, adjudication, research, drafting, negotiation, adherence to the ethics of legal practice, and they are now being equipped to serve efficiently in various capacities within their respective fields of work and institutions. I've heard what the Rector pointed out earlier in his speech, as well as the representative of the students today, Mr. Ngarambe. It is true that we still have certain areas where we need to harmonize with our sister countries that were earlier mentioned. And I do believe that these areas are areas which can easily be dealt with. They are not insurmountable. And we were earlier conversing with the minister, my colleague, the Minister of Education. And we do believe that these are issues which will be resolved as fast as possible, and we do hope that they will not recur in future graduations. So this is a promise to all of you who could not graduate today. Moreover, these institutes' leadership and trainers have consistently expanded training to other specialized programs, as well as short courses. This evolution will continue in line with the business development in the country and the region. You do deserve a special recognition and gratitude from all of us, the justice sector family, as well as the government of Rwanda. Thank you very much, the leadership of ILPD and the trainers. The Ministry of Justice will remain steadfast in this journey with you in resolving any issues which are still pending, and we do look forward to working closely with you. Let me reiterate the commitment of the government of Rwanda towards the legal practice and development, and its determination to elevate this institute to the highest possible level, and we do believe that this is achievable. Dear graduates, once again, congratulations on your graduation as you step in this exciting new era of law. Remember that you are not just practitioners of law, but pioneers at the intersection of law and technology. So I do call upon you to feel proud that you are entering this area of being practitioners at a time when technology is also developing, and I do hope that you will be pioneers and help us as new graduates to understand where law and technology intersect, and how both of these can help in the access to justice. So I do believe that you have that capacity. I have no doubt that you will rise to that challenge and make a significant impact on our legal system. As you embark on this exciting journey, remember that the road may be challenging, but the rewards are immeasurable. You are the future of law, and I do not doubt that you will make us all proud. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General. We followed closely, and I believe we will all call ourselves forth in the future on the basis of the philosophy and the wisdom that you shared with us today. And we are moving on.
Honorable guest of honor, allow me to call upon the Chancellor of the ILPD to formally dissolve the congregation.
By the powers invested in me, by the law establishing the Institute of Legal Practice and Development, read with the law determining the organization of education, I hereby dissolve this 12th congregation of the Institute of Legal Practice and Development.
Thank you so much, dear Chancellor, for providing validity to our event. We now proceed to the next stage, which is taking a group photograph. I think our protocol team, as well as the brass band, will lead us in this process. Protocol, please. The way we'll do this is that our leaders will proceed first, and then our graduates will follow after. We have quite a few announcements that we want to make to the graduates, please. So, graduates, as you proceed to go and take a group photograph, immediately after the photo, you are expected to proceed, and you will be guided to Class A and Class B, where you will declare if you will keep the gowns for a few more days or you will surrender it today and get your degree. If you keep it for a few more days, you'll come to get your degree when you bring it back. You understand? If you, but again, if if you keep it for a few more days, you can only keep it until the 6th of April. By 6th April, not later than 6th April, you have to bring it back. You understand? So now you proceed to where the photograph will be taken, and immediately, this has to be immediately, after the photo, you have to proceed to go and make your declaration about the gown, okay? If you keep it, you're not getting your degree today. You understand? All right. So we wait a bit. As they proceed, we will follow behind them. Brass band.